one of those things that you may or may need when you travel, especially if you're traveling to a different country, is some travel power adapters. So that's where these come in. This is from Epika. These are a few different travel adapters, and we're gonna pop them out of the box, see what they come with, how they come, and whether or not there's something that you may look forward to in your future travels. Okay, so I have a couple adapters that Epika sent to me to take a peek at, and essentially one of them obviously has a photo in the front of it, the other does not. Now I just cut the tape on it, so I didn't have to do that on camera this time. We're gonna start with this one. This is the TA205 World Travel Adapter, 35.5 watt max, 3 spare fuses. Comes with a nice little carrying pouch. I gotta give it that credit on that one. All right, and there are the fuses in the bag. So obviously that's something that you'd probably want to just keep in here. That'd be something that I would recommend. Maybe put a little pouch in the top of the lid for these fuses to stay in, so they're not just sitting at the bottom of the bag or whatever. So there's that. Okay, so let's see. This adapter does not convert voltage. To use AC powered device on board, you must make sure it supports dual voltage, and that's actually on the product itself. So the product, it'll tell you what voltage it requires, whether it's 110 or 220 or 240 or whatever it is. So this allows you to plug into, well, various things. So US, there's slides on here. So if I slide the US AU and push it in, is that how it works? Let's see here. Oh, okay. So the other one has to go all the way back down. So there's the US, of course, not grounded, just standard 2-prong plug. Boom, that was quick and easy. And I pull that back in. And then this is the UK. And then it looks like you have to, the ground part, you have to pop that back, pop that out. But there's the UK plug. And then on the bottom is the EU. And then I guess the UK pop that back in. There's the EU plug. And then pull that back in. Now it does give you USB ports on it. So USB ports are your standard. It looks like USB-A on one side, USB-C on the other side. C2, I guess that's just the C1, C2, so there's just 2 ports. Let's read what it says here. C1 has 20 watts max, C2 has 15.5 watt max output. And then we have USB A3, A4, A5. A3 is 3.1 amps or 15.5 watts. Actually, all of them. So A3, A4, A5 are 3.1 amp, 5.5 watts combined output. Whoa, that's pretty cool. That is extremely handy. So this is obviously the plug side that goes into the wall, and then on the outside we have the various plugs, depending on what you want. On the top, it looks like we do have a US style plug on the top, and then of course your USBs. That is an extremely handy accessory. I'm impressed by that. 35.5 watts, and there we go. Moving along. This is the TA105C. So it's a lower model number, so maybe not as many items. Zip that. Does also come with extra fuses in the bag. Again, make a little pouch. And that's out. Now, on this one, we have, let's start here. I will say this real quick. On the face of this, that's where the fuses go. There's a little door. So I bet you probably have to get a little screwdriver. You pop that out, and that's where the fuse lives. It's right in the front. This guy. So again, this is the back side. They have combination travel, depending on where you're at. Inputs. We have slides on the side. Let's start with US. Again, standard plug there, and we can see how do you plug it back in. This one's got a button on the other side. See, that locks in place, and then you push that button and you can undo it. UK, I don't have to flip that up. It actually comes out on this one, and then push in on the other side and undo, and then the EU on that side, on that one. Button in, reduce. Now on this one, we have a single USB-C port on this side, and on the bottom, 2 more USB-C and 2 USB-A. Let's see. Total 6 amps max total. USB-C is 3 amps max. Does it say anything else on here? It's pretty much, let's see. Single 100, 240 volt AC. Single USB is 2.4 amps max. Type-C port 3 amp max. Total output 6 amp max. Fuse rating is 8 amps. So max power 880 watts at 110 volt, 1840 watts at 230 volt. So it gives you all that information right there on the side. I like it. I think if I was to choose one over the other, I do like this one more. This one gives you more options and more wattage, right? More power capability. And that's going to be, I think, the biggest differences between these. This one's got a little more oomph to it than that one. So depending on if you're looking for how many ports you need, and that's the travel adapters by Epika. Last item, the TA105C, $23.99. The TA205, $34.99. Wanted to make sure at least I let you know that. So one of those things whenever you're looking at products that actually plug into AC or wall power is making sure that you pay attention to what wattage or what voltage the power brick is looking for. So like cameras, everything, it runs on DC power, but it has a power brick that plugs into the wall, and then it tells you what voltage it requires. So if it's 110 or 120 volt or whatever, or 230, 240, that is what you need to pay attention to, because if you're in the US, we run on 110, 120, right? On pretty much all of our standard plugs. So if your product needs the European, the 230, it's not going to run on that. This isn't going to change voltages. The only thing this is going to do is if you're just USB based, well, then you can plug this in and use the USB ports. Almost all accessories anymore, or most things that you're traveling with, are probably battery powered that can be charged off USB-C or just USB in general. So these things are extremely handy for those situations. And in all reality, that's all you're going to really need if you're traveling. That's pretty awesome. And that's another reason why we need to get the USB-C as the standard everywhere, and it's pretty much there. There are very few exceptions for that, but they still exist. Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Comment below if you have any questions, or if you want to say your piece about these adapters. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video review. We'll see you soon.